Hi everyone, welcome to Knowledge Center. Today in this session I am going to explain you the solutions of GATE examination questions. So let us start with the question number 1. Question number 1 says that find current I1, I2, I3 in the given circuit. So this is the circuit given wherein you need to find I1, I2 and I3. So to find this we need to just look into the circuit clearly. Resistance values are not given, just they have mentioned it as R in each resistance, but the currents are given here. In this branch we have 9 milliamps, here we have 8 milliamps, here we have 12 milliamps. So we can make use of a KCL. So to do that, first let us find out the nodes. So here I can consider this as node A, let me take this as node B, this as node C and this as node D. So we have 4 nodes here A, B, C, D. By applying KCL at A, I can write that. So after applying KCL at node A, we get, see, 8 milliamps is entering the node, 12 milliamps is leaving the node, and I1 is also leaving the node. So according to KCL, all the current which are entering should be equal to the current which are leaving. So here according to that I can write these two leaving currents, I will add it. So that is nothing but I1 plus 12 milliamps will be equal to 8 milliamps. So according to this we get, therefore we get I1 will be minus 4 milliamps. Same thing we will apply for this node, because here also I have one entering current, one leaving current and one unknown current, that is I2. So I can say now applying KCL at this node, that is C. So what happens now, once you apply the KCL at this node, we get 9 milliamps is entering and these two are leaving. So I can write I2 plus 8 milliamps will be equal to 9 milliamps. Therefore I2 is equal to 1 milliamps. Similarly, to get that I3, you look at this node B now. I1 is entering, I2 is entering, I3 is leaving. So when I add these two, that will be equal to the leaving current. So I1 plus I2 is going to give you the current I3. Therefore I3, by substituting I1 and I2, we get 1 plus minus 4, so it will be minus 3 milliamps. This is the solution for the first question. I hope it is clear for you now. So now let's go for the question number 2. So it says in this question there are 2 loops and 2 current sources. See, we have one node here and we don't have any element, any branch in between these two source. Okay, at this node, say we don't have any branch here, so we can say that whatever the current I have here, that will just flow in this loop. It's going to flow like this. And same way this current source will provide the current to this loop, so that will be this. So I can say that current I1 and I2 we need to find. So here I1 will be nothing but whatever the current source I have, that will be flowing through this. So I1 is going to be 7 amps and both the directions of I1 and source current are same, so it is plus. Whereas for I2, this current source direction is opposite to the direction of I2, so I can say it is minus 4 amps. It's a simple question, but by looking into that you will get confused, so that's why I included this question in the session. So now the question number 3 is just need to find R equivalent of the given circuit. So they have given the values of the resistance as 1 ohm, each resistance is having 1 ohm, current I is flowing here and this is definitely the current I will leave here. Okay, and you need to find R equivalent. So to do that, first let us understand the circuit, because we have a short circuit in between. So when current enters at this node, it is going to be splitted into 2 branch. Say this has I1 and this has I2 and both are same resistance, so we get I1, I can take it as I by 2, equal current will be flowing. Then when current comes here, say that current I1, again it is getting 2 branch here. One is this, another one is this. and we all know that when there is a short circuit, the resistance of this will be 0. So complete current I1 will be flowing in this branch. So it means that there will be no current in this branch. So the current here is going to be 0. So it means if current is 0, this part of circuit will not be having any effect on the main circuit. So I can say that only these two resistors will have a current, these two resistors will not have a current. So we can easily redraw the circuit now. Current I, and there is a resistor, 1 ohm resistor, and this 1 ohm resistor, and this is the short circuit. This is how it will leave the current, this is entering the current. So this portion has become 0. So I just removed it from the picture. So these two are parallel together, right? So 1 parallel to 1, that is nothing but 1 into 1 by 1 plus 1, which is nothing but 1 by 2 ohm. This will be the answer for this question. Now let's move on for the question number 4. See, compare these two questions. It is almost similar, just one element has been added, one parameter has been added, that is one resistance has been additionally added here. See, if it is so, let's see how this can be solved. Now again I will have the same process. This is the node, current will be divided here. Current I will be splitted into 3 branch. Okay, then we get the current here. This current again it will be splitted into 2 branch. Now I can't say the current is 0 in this branch because I have some current in this branch which is coming here. This current will be again splitted into 2 branch because I have 2 branch here. So this current what we are getting in this 1 ohm resistor will be entering this branch. So this branch will not have 0 current now as we did in the earlier case. So we can't ignore these 2 resistors now. But as I told, there is a current in each and every resistor. So this is going to become dummy. The short circuit is going to become dummy now. Okay. So it's very simple. Now we can say that, let me take this as P and Q. I will merge this P and Q and redraw the circuit. So let me see how can we redraw this. So this is resistance of 1 ohm. Let's say this is the terminal P, okay, and this is Q. So when I merge this, these two are going to be in parallel. So I'll just draw it like this. Okay, this is P, whereas so when I merge these two, it looks like this, 1 ohm, these two 1 ohms can be connected like this, and these two 1 ohm will be connected, these two ends will be connected. So I can redraw it like this. So I'll show it here. This is 1 ohm resistor, and this resistor I will draw it like this, 1 ohm, 1 1. Okay, and from here to here I have another resistor. So this point to this point will have 1 ohm resistance. So now it is clear, these two are parallel, these two are parallel, and then we will be connected to this. So 1 into 1 by 1 plus 1, parallel means it will be, I will simplify this and write it like this. This is going to become 1 by 2, that is the result of parallel of 2 1 ohm resistors. Similarly, here also I have 1 ohm resistors, so that is going to become 1 by 2. This is 1. So this is the simplified circuit. Further now I can say, okay, I want to find R equivalent here. So I can say that these two are series together, and that is connected to parallel for this 1 by 2 resistance. So when we add this 1 plus 1 by 2, we get the result as 3 by 2. So I can write it as 1 by 2 and 3 by 2 are in parallel. So once we simplify this, we get it as simple resistance, that is 3 by 8. So just take these two in parallel, 1 by 2 into 3 by 2 by 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2. Then we simplify it, we will get 3 by 8. This is the answer. 3 by 8 ohm is the answer. I hope it's not clear, right? I have written it here. So this is 1 by 2 and 1 are in series. When we add it, it will become 3 by 2, and that becomes in parallel with 1 by 2. When we simplify this, we get the result as 3 by 8 ohms. That is the answer for the question number 4. Now let's go for question number 5. So in question number 5, we have two set of resistance here. This is RA and 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, and it is continued till infinite. So till infinite it has been continued with the same series. And here we have one more set of series resistance which is mentioned as RB. So the equivalent resistance of this circuit will be RB, and it's given as 1, 2, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, and it will be continued. So if this kind of problems are given, then if they ask you to find and they're asking you to find the relation between RA and RB, and they're given the option. So now there is similarities between these two. Say 2 1 2 1 2 1. We have 2 1 2 1, and it is continuing 2 1. So this portion I can say it as, from here we can say this as RA. So I can redraw this circuit like this. Just 1 ohm resistance is here, and I will have one resistance, and I name this as RA, because from here it is as similar as RA. I'm just replacing this as RA, and by looking into this we are getting the resistance that we name it as RB. So find the relation between RA and RB, that's the question. So now easily I can say RB is equal to 1 and RA are in parallel, so 1 parallel with RA. Therefore RB is equal to RA. 1 into RA is RA by 1 plus RA. So option D will be the right answer. Okay. So now let's move on for the question number 6. So in question number 6, we need to find the total resistance between terminals A and B. So in this circuit, you just need to find the terminals resistance between A and B, that is RAB. So 1 ohm is connected and we have some voltage source resistances. One thing you need to understand here, for finding the total resistance, we will short the independent voltage source. If there is an independent current source, then the current source will be opened. But we have an independent voltage source, so we need to short it. So once we short it, current will never flow through this 2 ohm. The current will flow directly this short circuit. So once we short this, the circuit is going to be simplified like this. It will be having 1 ohm resistance, and there will be a short circuit, this 2 ohm resistance and 3 ohm resistance. So now we can say current will be flowing here, and that will never flow in this branch because there is a short circuit. So current will find this path and it will flow here. So the current in this circuit, in this path, is 0. So this resistance will not have any effect on the circuit. So the total resistance, therefore RAB, is as simple as adding this 1 and 3 together, because it is in series. That is 4 ohm resistance. 4 ohm resistance. Now let's go for the question number 7. Okay, here they have given a circuit and asked you to find the value of R. The circuit is something like this. They are given the option also. So R, this is what you need to find. Current is given, voltage is given, and these two parallel resistance are given together. So in order to make it simple, first I will simplify this. And simplify this means 10 parallel to 10 ohm resistance. Result will be 10 into 10 by 10 plus 10. So it is 100 by 20. The result will be 5 ohms. Therefore I can redraw the circuit now. The circuit will be represented like this. There was a source of 100 volt plus minus with the resistance R, which you need to find, where the current was 8 amps in that circuit. And we simplified that both 10 ohm, 10 ohm, and I got 5. So this is 5 ohms. So the current flowing in this branch will also be 8 amps because these two are in series now. So we can find that by applying KVL, we can say that 100 volt minus to plus, so it is 100 volt minus plus minus plus minus. So minus 8 into R minus 8 into 5, that is 40. 8 5 is 40 is equal to 0. 8 amps, 5 ohms, so the voltage across this will be 40. Therefore after simplifying this, we get R is equal to 7.5 ohms. Option C will be the right answer for this question. Next, question number 8. So here some tricks I will tell you. 2 heaters rated at 1000 watt, 250 volt each are connected in series. Okay, across a 250 volt 50 Hz AC mains. The total power drawn from the supply would be dash watts. So there are two heaters connected in series together. So what would be the power consumed, total power consumed? That's what you need to find. See, one thing you need to understand here, if the elements are connected in parallel, then the power consumption can be given as, if two elements are connected in parallel, then the power consumption, total power, can be given as P1 plus P2. If two elements are connected in series, the same two elements are connected in series, then the total power can be given as 1 by P is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2. So in simple words I can say P is equal to P1 P2 by P1 plus P2 if it is series. If it is parallel, just add it. So it is just like opposite in when we consider the equivalent resistance, it's just like opposite to that. Okay, in series we used to get it like this, but in series now we are going to get it like this. So now you just apply this and get the answer for that. So P1 is both having 1000 watts, so we can say therefore the total P is equal to 1000 into 1000 by 1000 plus 1000, that is 2000. So you can cancel it, 2 and this is 500. So the answer will be 500 watts. So the thing you need to understand, parallel and series, power in parallel will be added, power in series will be reciprocal. 1 by P is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2, 1 by P3, so on. So question number 9 is again relevant to the same parallel and series concept. Two incandescent light bulbs of 40 watt and 60 watt rating are connected in series across the mains. Then you need to find what happens to the system. Both consume same 100 watts, or both consume same 50 watts, or 60 watt bulb goes brighter than the 40 watt, or 40 watt bulb glows brighter. So I will give a simple explanation here. Generally the connection what we have in a home or buildings will be of parallel connection, because if you have a parallel connection, voltage is going to be maintained constant. So whatever the design of bulb has been made, but that has been made by keeping this concept, means the supply will be given parallelly. So when we go for a shop, we will purchase a lamp or a bulb, and if you ask for a 60 watt bulb, it means it is going to give the more output, so more power, right? And 40 watt bulb will definitely give the less power compared to 60 watt. Oh, this is good because we are having a parallel system in the buildings, in the house. We connect a parallel, but here in this question they have mentioned that it has been connected in series. So it should be reverse now. In parallel, when you consider, the higher wattage will give the more power, but when you consider series, lower wattage, it is opposite to that, right? Lower wattage will give the more glow or more output. So for this question, 40 watt bulb will glow brighter than the 60 watt. That will be the answer. Option D will be the right answer. 40 watt bulb glows brighter because it is connected in series. If it was connected in a parallel, then a general answer will be 60 watt bulb glows brighter. Okay, so it will be as simple as this. Don't just go with a technical or any big calculation part here. This will be asked even in many kind of questions. It has been examined and it has been asked. So if it is parallel, higher wattage will give the high brightness. If it is series, lower wattage will give the high brightness. That is the point you need to remember. And then now the last one is question number 10. Here they have given the cube and asked you to find the resistance between the terminals A and B. Okay, so this is the terminal A, this is terminal B. So to solve this, I'll just give some hint. Whenever we have a circuit, let us assume one closed circuit for this. So I'll connect one voltage source here, say plus minus. So this is an assumption I am making. Okay, so when we have a closed circuit, definitely there will be a flow of current I. And now let's see, this is a node and we have 3 branches here, and each branch is having same resistance of R. So this current will be splitted here, so I can write it as I by 3. The same current will flow here, that is I by 3. Even that same current will flow in this branch, I by 3. Okay, now when it comes at this node, In this branch we have the current I by 6, so it is going to be minus I by 6 into R. Then in this branch we have minus I by 3 into R, which is equal to 0. So after getting this, if we simplify this expression, we got V, I and R as parameters, right? So if I take an LCM now, let us do it. If I take an LCM, definitely we get LCM as 6. Okay, so this is going to be 6V minus 2IR minus IR minus 2IR equal to 0. So this 6, if I take it to the RHS side, it's going to become 0. So we get 6V minus 2IR, 4IR, 5IR, 5IR equal to 0. Therefore, we can write minus 5IR is equal to minus 6V minus minus. It cancelled. Then I can say R, you can say that V by I is equal to, V is here, so I'll take I here. So V by I is equal to 6 is here, I'll take 6 towards this. 5 by 6 into R. And we know that V by I is nothing but what? That is nothing but the resistance. V and I, if I divide it, I'll get the resistance of this. So the total resistance between A and B, that is nothing but Vi. So therefore I can write Rab is equal to 5 by 6 times of R. So if you know the value of the R, you just substitute and we get it. So this is an expression. Okay, thank you.